demons or angels or any of that?
No.
So when you see Constantine, you're like, ugh.
I don't know who Constantine
It's a movie. Anyway,
Wait, what? You don't believe? Do you adamantly not believe in devils?
Oh no, I just like don't like ever see ghosts or think about it.
But do you believe they exist? Like, hey man, I'm living with a demon right now, baby.
I guess I would believe you if you really like.
That's a bad example.
Well, if he doesn't believe it, like this, you've never had that kind of image in the middle of the night?
Yeah.
No, I have had sleep paralysis where like I feel like have like a shadowy thing holding me down.
Whoa. Slenderman?
No, just a shadowy thing.
Are you sure? It could be Slenderman.
It could be. Who knows who it could be? McCone, get him. Come over here and get him a water.
What does he need? Water?
Just a water, yeah, or something.
Me?
Yeah.
He has another water in his hand.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, he's got it there. He's got the.
Oh, cool.
Get you another one.
Thank you.
Your legs are just putrid. I'm sorry, you're a great guy from the waist up.
Your legs kind of look like your thighs because they're so hairless. They kind of look like
it's Rosie O'Donnell's legs.
It's like my aunt's legs, like one of my aunts. Doesn't it look like one of your aunt's legs?
Yeah.
That's like my aunt's leg.
You know what would be work?
You have no hair on your legs.
You should tattoo.
Look at how he stands.
I know. Look at how he stands. Yeah. You saw that on TikTok.
All right, get out of Dex's shot.
To stand like that? Yeah.
Get out of here. Get out of here. You're freaking me out, man.
Yeah.
He's such a weird guy.
You love him though.
I don't know.
Yeah, you do.
I do.
He's like your son.
He is, but if he can be replaced, Panini seems chill. She seems like she could be around.
Yeah.
Right? Panini, do you want to come back?
Yeah, I'd love to.
All right.
Panini.
All right, I guess we'll bring her back. Do you think Panini should stick around on the show?
Yeah.
Do you want to come back on the show?
I would come back whenever y'all would like.
So we our fans
love you.
Oh, cool.
I mean, I love you.
We had really good numbers with you.
Cool.
What? I think we have a good camaraderie.
Rapport.
Y'all are fun to talk to.
Yeah. Do you think there's a bond?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will you do me a favor the next time you come?
Yeah.
Have you ever shaved your face?
Yes. I usually just shave it like once a month.
I want to see you shaved.
Okay.
I'm so interested to see what your face looks like shaved. I've only seen you with a beard.
Can you wear something else?
Yeah.
What do you want him to wear?
He just wears the same old, like maybe jazz it up a little bit.
No, he looks great.
Like a full button up?
Yeah, full button up maybe.
It would be funny to get
a tie
for us to outfit you in like
FUBU or
FUBU.
Yeah,
I was gonna say hip hop clothing.
Yeah, or just like maybe some Ed Hardy. Try to bring it back, you know.
Back to 2002.
Yeah.
Okay, we could do something like
European jeans, you know, the what with the little embroidery,
like zippers on the side.
Yeah. What about that?
It's not my style, but I could give it a try.
Yeah.
I feel like once.
Yeah.
Do you want to say anything in the camera to the girl in New York real fast in case she watches this?
Hi.
Thank you for being a bad friend.
Some new tour dates to tell you about: Long Beach, California, July 10th, Los Angeles, July 11th, Bethel, New York, July 31st, Albany, New York on August 1st, Las Vegas, Nevada, July 5th and 6th, Bangor, Maine, August 9th, Bend, Oregon, Spokane, Portland, Maine, and Oregon. A lot of places. Go check them out at theovon.com/TOUR. And thank you to anybody that's come out and support and seen the show, and just can't even believe it. And I'll see you guys there, baby. Praise God, baby gang. Today's guest is a documentarian, a journalist, an instigator of sorts. He has a new documentary that's trending right now on Netflix called Tell Them You Love Me. It's really fascinating if you haven't seen it. He's always splashing in the dark pools of society, and we're grateful for all his contributions over the years that have kept us entertained and intrigued and informed as well. Today's guest here from the United Kingdom is Mr. Louis Theroux.
I like your voice, man. I like your voice.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, man.
I like to speak.
Well, I think, it's interesting coming to London because you see where it started at. Mm-hmm. Coming to London is very much like going and looking at the roots of America.
Well, yeah, and the English language. And you probably know this, but they say Shakespeare, if he were alive today, would speak kind of like an Appalachian.
I feel like he'd probably be a rapper or something now.
He'd probably be a rapper. He'd talk kind of like this.
Yeah, he'd be like, where the hoes at?
Yeah, because words like got, we say got, you say gotten in America, or fall, we say autumn. Those are, in Shakespeare, he'd talk kind of like. It's a lot of fun talking to you, Theo Vaughn, because I'm kind of a stand-up comedian too.
Oh, so
I make plays.
Yeah.
But there is different characters on stage talking and stuff.
Are you serious, William? That sounds really...
I love words.
Yeah.
It feels weird talking to you. Like, it feels a little offensive, like I'm
No, I don't think so. Well,
You can hear everything that's wrong with what I'm doing, but to me it sounded perfect.
Well, it's funny because people will joke about a white accent that's kind of country, but they don't but if you do it about a black accent, it seems like it gets offensive,
Yeah, but I don't. I don't use terms I don't use racial slurs, but I don't say white trash.
Yeah.
For example, and that sounds like maybe prissy, but I don't, I wouldn't use the term hillbilly. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it's...
I don't feel like maybe because I came from a position of something like a little bit of privilege in life, and it feels like you're looking down on people.
Yeah. Well, I think it's in the past 8 years, I would say, in the U.S., they made it so the only people they would make fun of anymore were kind of poor white people or just white people kind of. So they kind of stuck themselves in this place.
Yes.
I think it's one of the reasons why podcasting has had a rise over the years, because it still kept this just freedom of we'll talk about whatever we feel like. We'll try to just be our normal selves.
And actually be loose and free.
Yeah.
I used to, in the 90s, I worked with, do you know who Michael Moore is, the documentary maker?
Yeah.
So he was my mentor of a sort. He gave me my first job on TV. I worked for a show called TV Nation in the mid-90s. It was on NBC and then it was on Fox. But it felt like, because it was a left-wing, kind of politically engaged, but it felt like the one thing we were okay, we as a collective on the show, with making fun of was kind of white Southerners.
Yeah.
So it was we're going to channel all that into just making fun of Billy Joel and Billy Bob. And, and I always slightly felt like maybe this isn't okay. You know what I mean? The last acceptable taboo.
Right.
Making fun of the dumb cats.
Yeah, dude. These damn dumb.
They don't know shit. They're dumb as a stump.
They're drinking gasoline.
Yeah, right.
They're making
doing
love.
Donuts.
Yeah.
Around thinking that's fun.
They're doing
That's
donuts in
fucked
their
up.
sister's vagina. That's the
man.
scariest place to do it. But for some reason, there was something in the past 8 years when it hit that people started to kind of get fed up with it in a way, or they just wanted equality. They just wanted, make fun of everybody.
Yeah.
Don't just, and I think some of that came with the Trump stuff. People thought that all Trump supporters were just complete
hillbillies, ignoramuses.
Yeah.
And I think you see that a little bit in some of the stuff Sacha Baron Cohen did.
Yeah.
You ever watch Borat and Bruno, and it felt
mean to me.
It felt a bit mean
Sometimes.
Yeah, when he was making fun of that, he takes. You remember this one? It's weird because sometimes you feel it's funny. I don't want to be dumb because he's funny, and it felt a little bit like he was beating up on country folk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think as long as everybody's getting beaten up on, it seems good. Yeah. And that's, I think, where I feel like things are kind of hedging back that way because there's nowhere else for them to go right now. Man, London is marvelous, bro.
Oh, you're welcome.
I didn't know. I didn't think I was always kind of against the British. Like,
Come on, really?
Yeah, we're Polish. My father's from Nicaragua, but his father was from Poland.
No way.
So my grandfather met his wife in Nicaragua doing missionary work a long time ago.
So you're kind of Latin.
I'm Polish Nicaraguan. That's kind of how I feel the most, I guess.
Really?
Because my father was very like, he would just talk in Spanish and drink small coffees and, and probably think about, dancing with women that weren't my mother. Just
Doing the lambada.
Yes.
The forbidden dance. But you were growing up in Covington, and it must have been like you were quite exotic in those terms, because that's that's mainly white and a few black people, right? To be Nicaraguan, wouldn't that count for being a bit like?
Well, yeah, it even starts with NI, so immediately you were getting kind of lumped in with the brothers.
But
And
you can pass. Like, you look pretty white to me.
Yeah.
I feel weird saying that. Just saying that felt uncomfortable, like I was sounding like David Duke or something.
No, I used to share a back fence with David Duke.
Did you?
Yeah. When his girlfriend, he dated the hottest chick that worked at our seafood restaurant.
Duke did. They
Yeah.
said that was his. People in the, who were part of the white nationalist movement said that was his. Other than his racism and being a Nazi, like his other big failing was that he had an eye for the ladies. He was always having trouble shagging the wrong person's wife.
Oh yeah, I could see that. I think you're gonna say he had a problem with seafood. But yeah, because there's a lot of and he may be suffering from gout,
Yeah,
He may have,
he's pretty old now.
It could be just racism built up in his joints. But as a neighbor, nice guy. That's all.
For real?
Yeah, pretty. Yeah, like we didn't see him much. We'd go to the gym sometimes, and sometimes he and I would lift weights. But at that,
Seriously?
yeah. But
He's quite a bit older.
Yeah, he was older. This was probably 20 years ago. At that point, he was, just kind of still a healthy guy at the gym. But he wasn't yelling racist things or wearing like a racist shirt or anything. His
thing was he left the Klan to found the NAAWP.
Oh, yeah?
You remember that?
Uh-uh.
I mean, it might be before your time. National Association for the Advancement of White People.
White people, yeah.
And his thing was like, black people can do it. Why can't I? It's just the same thing. Civil rights.
Yeah.
Civil rights from my people.
Yeah.
Was the accent all right? What are you hearing when I'm doing that?
Yeah, I'm hearing just like you, just kind of like having like a country accent kind of.
What do you do an English one?
All right. Good day, friends.
Keep going.
All right. Oh, nice to see you today, miss.
Say I grew up in Louisiana, because it's hard when you're mixing. So I grew up in Covington, Louisiana, and most of just talk about that a little.
Well, I grew up in Covington, Louisiana, sir, and I was just a wee fella there with my mom and me grandmom.
Not too bad.
And she died. She had typhoid, or she had a black lung, something. I don't know how British to get,
lung.
So we ate a lot of like war meals. A lot of the food here tastes like a lot of war meals, I feel like.
Yes. Which war? Like the Second World War?
I'm not sure. I'll have to open it.
Do you mean like
check a reference?
So like it would be delicious if you were in a war.
Yeah, like it feels like somebody like hurried you into a tent to eat, and this is what the chef had, the cook had.
Like I'm half American. My dad's from Boston, Massachusetts, and so I feel a very divided loyalty. But at the same time, because I grew up mainly in South London, I would come to America to visit my relations. Many of them lived around Boston or on Cape Cod. We'd holiday on Cape Cod.
Fancy,
that
huh?
very nice. Yeah. How are ya? That's how they would. How are ya? That's a different American accent. Yeah. It's wicked. And so your American fan base is going to be like, what the fuck is he doing? But my point was that I when they would have stereotypes about British people or English people, I would feel slightly offended, because if you grow up in it, you don't notice like, the food's awful, or the idea that English people will have bad teeth. And I was like, no, we don't. But actually, we kind of certainly did then. They're a little better now. But yeah, I'm interested in what you see from the outside. So the food's not so good.
The food is not. Yeah, the food doesn't strike me. This is one thing I noticed. The women they seem to be neater women. They seem to have more ambiance about them. I think, and this is no disrespect to America or anything. America seems like a lot more kind of social media obsessed and like kind of fake tit, kind of obsessed. Whereas I feel like here, some of the women just seem to have their own world to them. Like
You have a girlfriend?
I don't have a girlfriend.
So you're out here, down for whatever.
I'm not just, just smashing any, traipser or whatever people call or whatever somebody.
What was the term?
Traipser, somebody traipsing or by or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not out here like touching people or anything.
Well, he said molesting.
Yeah, well, I'm not. Yeah. I'm doing everything
Of
legal.
course. Yes,
I'm
of
doing
course.
legal work here.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But you're out here thinking like I'm a free. I'm
I
young.
could meet
free
a
and
woman.
single.
I could meet a wife.
You could meet
Yes.
your future wife.
Yeah, I think I'm in the search. I'm more to the place now where I would like to meet a wife. So, but I just think that.
Have you been going out to clubs and bars?
No, I don't go to clubs. We went last. Jimmy Carr took us out the other night to the Chiltern
Firehouse.
Firehouse. We had a
That's
nice
high
time.
rolling.
It was fancy.
That's
man.
fancy. Drinks they're expensive, but they're very delicious.
Oh, and the lamps even they didn't have like the little clicker on the back on the cord. They had the actual,
Right.
where you pull
Yeah.
You
Like what,
know.
like a little string?
like a bona fide lamp. Yeah. Like that time, like it was like,
Does that count for a lot? Like a string?
It's very-
That
it's
seems like a
formal.
low bar for like formality.
I think-
the lamps had strings on them.
well, I think reaching behind the little desk that it's on.
It was so fancy, that place. They didn't even have switches. They had lamps with little strings dangling off. Is it offensive if I do that? We can cut that out. If you feel like your fans are going to be like, why'd you get that limey on there? And he just rolled you.
No, I don't think so. I'll let you know if it feels weird. I think because we're talking about it, it's fine.
Yeah.
If somebody was being like, but I think that's something that happened in America. It was like people were like, "Fuck you! You'll try and sell us your television programming, but the only thing that's on it is you're only brave enough to make fun of us.
Yeah.
Like you're not even artistic anymore." I think that's something that's happened a lot with like Hollywood. Is they've become like fifth and sixth generation Hollywooders now. They're not as accepting of like people coming in and bringing in different ideas. It doesn't feel like a melting pot of ideas anymore. It feels like the people that originally came there and had the ideas, some of that's kind of dissipated.
Yeah.
Just by like nepotism and stuff like that sometimes.
An insularity. They're in
Yeah.
a bubble. I'll say, like, because I came up as from the outward appearances being British, but then I got my break in America working for Michael Moore, and then I was doing one of the first stories I did was about the Ku Klux Klan, and I was in.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it.
Okay, Zinc, Arkansas, and the show that I did, or the phenomenon of the Klan, or both.
I'm familiar with the one. Where's the part where you guys are at the house and they ask you if you're Jewish, or the guy tries
Okay,
to
that was a
bug you about
different
it?
one, because then it was like it worked. So that was I was with the neo-Nazis in California, but the first one was a guy called Michael Lowe. He lived in Waco, Texas.
Oh yeah.
And it was the first time I encountered that southern thing of being called sir, but in a way that felt formal to the point of slightly unfriendly. Yes, sir. It's real nice. Come over here, sir. Like it could have felt like polite, but it felt like distancing. You know what I mean? No, just like that. And he was showing me all his signs, and they were pretending not to be racist.
Oh yeah, I've seen this actually.
But they're in the Ku Klux Klan, so he's leaving out this stuff, and it says, and this is something, an item we use for our roadside sales, and it's called for the discriminating shopper. Yes, sir. And it said discriminating in red, and I go, but why does it say discriminating in red? It's just like that because it kind of stands out. And I said, but does that mean you discriminate? He goes, no, sir, we do not discriminate, no, sir. And it was an odd thing, but the point I was going to get to was that when those shows go out in the US, I'm thinking like I'm half American. Like this isn't me making fun of American culture, but some people didn't see it that way. And I always felt like a very divide. And I had one where I went around Miami Mega Jail, like one of the biggest jails in the States.
Oh yeah, in Dade County.
Yeah, Miami-Dade.
Fourth floor, fifth floor.
Yes. So you've seen this stuff.
Yeah, I'm familiar. I don't want you to think that I'm not familiar.
Oh, I appreciate it. So I thought it was a good show, but then when it went out on Netflix, a lot of people liked it, but some of the comments were like from people. I think black people who are like, "Why is this white British guy going in, kind of making us look bad?" Which it's a valid response, but it's definitely not how it was intended. So I'm conscious of that feeling of being inside but outsider as well.
You know, it's funny. I was thinking about that. I was like, I wonder what it feels like, because once you kind of, as somebody who's coming to look at something and explore it and see how you can be a filter or like a kaleidoscope for the other people behind you that are going to watch it, what is that? Is it tough? Like, at a certain point, do you become a bit of a jaded kaleidoscope? Do you become like how does your funnel change over time just because of doing it more and more, and because it garners esteem?
Yes.
And so it's just interesting how different factors can start to affect
I think
the funnel.
the best thing that's happened to me is that I'm not that well known in America, and you know, it's changed a little bit for various reasons, so I have a little bit of a profile, but I think the fact that I can go in, where if I did a documentary in the UK, I'd be pretty well known.
Yeah.
And it's fine, you can still do it. In some ways it